Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Otaku Heaven coming at you with another manga chapter review. Today I'll be reviewing the chapter of Black Clover, chapter 30. And this chapter starts off, thank God it started off this way, because I thought it was going to be a cop out. It was the fight between the Pretty Witch and Juno. Juno had knocked the Pretty Witch into the castle back where they were eating before the whole invasion even happened, where they left a little girl behind, the little girl that we do not have a name for yet, at least according to the wiki, because I checked it before making this video because I wanted to have a good estimation of all the names, because my past videos haven't been very good about, calling out the person name by name. And we got to see that she was very she's the food hungry person of this anime, or of this manga, sorry. I'm used to watching anime, but of this manga, she's a food hungry person. It's not like the main character or anything. As far as we know, Asta might be really, really food hungry, like every other main Shonen Jump anime character, at least males anyway. And the cook was like, it's all worth it to see her eat all this stuff. And after that, the pretty witch turned to her and was like, "Mana, I need mana," because she was low on mana at the time after fighting Juno. So she turned around and tried to take the food from the little chick from the Black Bull, and she wasn't having any of that bullshit. She turned into she used a counter attack, something to do with a sheep, effectively knocking the pretty witch way across town and losing her food in the process. To which Juno showed up and caught the food with the air, and was like really shocked that somebody from the Black Bull had that kind of magical prowess, and passed the food back to her and was like, I need to train myself that so that I won't become this worn out after using this power. And a few slides before that, we got to see that Juno knew where the mana was the whole time, the mana that he's getting from his four-leaf clover book, but he couldn't hear it because he was so focused on his own power. But the little sylph was telling him the whole time, and now he knows how to use it, and he's trying to figure out how to use it without exhausting himself every time, and then he passes out onto the little girl. So as far as we're at in that section, he's passed out on the little girl, and the girl's like, "Whoa, whoa, let me finish eating first." And the pretty witch is flying across town basically. And then we cut back to Asta. Asta's basically at a very, very bad situation versus the invader guy, which we still don't know the name of. I don't think. I think it might be Mars, but I'm not sure. But this invasion guy has basically surpassed using his jimmies and is now up to his number two, his Alfred's. And his Alfred's about to take out Asta. And Noel and Luck try to jump back in, and he summons another Alfred, I believe, and basically gives them something to deal with so they can't protect Asta again after Noel stated that if I just let him have power again, then he'd be safe. But then he gets jumped in by another dude from the Crimson Lions Guild. He's basically the fire guy of this manga. Basically, his power is fire, and he said, "Sorry to jump in, kid. There's no way I would let you die at this juncture. I don't want you to die this early." That was some impressive fighting back there. It looks like, and then he said the guild leader's name for the Black Bull has a better eye than me. I think it was Yami. It was. But anyway, basically he's saying that he has a better eye for talent than them, and the guy from the Crimson Lions jumped in to save Asta, and we're cut off right there with the guy from the Crimson Line about to fight the invader guy, which should be a good fight because the invader guy quoted that he would just sit back and he would let all the minions he summoned do the work for him. I don't know if that's his exclusive power. That's the only power he has. But let's hope not if we're seeing the guild leader of one of the um, sanctums fight him, because this guild leader, I don't want him to just wreck him. I want him to actually have a little bit of a fight, not too much of a challenge. Since it's so early in the manga, we don't need the bad guys to be on such a high level against a guild master. Like, it's fine for him to be beating up on Asta at this point because Asta's still at the very beginning stage of his development. However, this Crimson Lion dude, he's supposed to own a guild, like a sanctum, one of the sections of the defenders of the kingdom. He's supposed to be extremely powerful. Now, like I said, it would be a cop out because this dude said that he was supposed to be extremely powerful before he got banished for using his power in whatever bad way that he did it. But I still want to see the Crimson Lion have a small amount of struggle, but overall just wreck him because it only makes sense right now because, like I said, he has to be super powerful to maintain a position like that, or otherwise Gino or Aster would take a position away from them like that really quick. And he joined in it, expressing that Asta would be his rival since he also indeed and in fact himself want to become the Sorcerer Emperor. And after hearing the dream of becoming the Sorcery Emperor, the innovator was just laughing at him. There's no way you can become the Sorcerer Emperor. And we got a little cutback of the scene where he was failed to basically fly, and everybody was like, "There's no way you should be able to fly, no matter how little magic power you have." And little did they know he has absolutely none, and his sword draws in all the magical power that he did have, so nobody else can pick it up, or they will lose all that magic power. Which begs the question: if later on Asta will wisen up and actually use his sword to like throw it at somebody, and maybe they'll try to catch it, and then since he has two swords, right? And maybe they'll try to catch it and drain some of their mana, and then he runs up with the other sword, and since they can't pick it up, he just fights them back a little bit and picks up a sword again. He could at least do that with a small sword, or even with a big sword. But that would be a pretty good fighting tactic because if in anime people like to catch stuff coming at you. I don't know if how much you've seen that before, but people like to look badass like that. I don't know. Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter did it one time against one of the main people, like one of the Hunter exam testers, and that was pretty raw. And I'm pretty sure it's happened in plenty of other anime or manga. But basically that would be a very decent fighting tactic for him, especially if he needed to lose a lot of weight and become really quick, really fast. Not only would he become really quick, really fast, but he could also potentially drain some mana from the other person, or at least make it to where they have to dodge him, and to where he can come in from the other side. Like if the fight back in the dungeon where they had the tornado swirling around him, and they had to hit him one way, and the other dude come back in from the side and knocks him out, like Asta did. That could be a tactic later on we see. I'm hoping he does something like that because I love smart fighters. Smart fighters are my thing. Like Shikamaru from Naruto was he was my game. I don't really like Naruto that much, but Shikamaru, he's awesome. But anyway, overall this chapter we didn't really get much progression at all, not with anybody, or not in the form of plot or in the form of character progression. It's just another regular chapter. So I'm not going to give it too much except for the fact that it knocked out the cop out thing that I was hoping for. Because I think the Pretty Witch will still be back after she drains even more mana from the civilians. That is a very likely possibility as she's blasted all the way across the town to a remote region where there were civilians, but they maybe have had a chance to evacuate, so there's still that theory. But overall, I think I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. That's all, guys. Peace.